I've been teasing this room for the last couple of videos, showing these paint swatches on the wall. So this room is going to be our next project. The purpose of this room is to be our new office, but we also are thinking further down the road where we might want to make this room a second child's bedroom. This video is going to be a little bit different than the ones I've done before because I'm going to talk more about the planning of a renovation project. Right now we have a really nice room to work with, but it does have some problems. So we're going to go through this room, look at everything that's going on to get some ideas for what we want to do, show you how we picked different things such as the moldings, the paint colors, light fixtures, and also show you some of the problems that we encounter as we renovate a room. For today's video, we're just going to take a look around this room and figure out the steps that we need to renovate it. This is a nice big room, but right now it's kind of a disaster. We've been storing stuff in here while we've been working on the other room in the house, and we've also been taking paint chips, checking out colors, trying to assess some of the stuff that needs to be done in this room. The first step to this project is going to be to clean everything up. Once the room's cleaned up, we'll take a look around, take some notes about all the projects that need to be done, and make a list of our priorities. Now, one thing about starting any home renovation is it can explode on you. So we want to try to keep this contained, but we also want to take care of everything that's been needing to be taken care of. So taking notes after you clean up, really important first step. So let's get this stuff all cleaned out. So I'm going to take a quick break from cleaning this room up to talk about this closet. This closet has always bothered me, and part of the reason is these drawers were never straight. And there was something wrong with these doors that I never quite understood. Here's what I think has happened. These cabinets were never installed correctly because I can see that they never removed the molding behind it, so they're probably crooked, causing all the drawers to be out of whack. However, I think I'm just going to rip this closet out anyway because these drawers are right in the middle of the closet. It's not that easy to use them, and if you look at these doors, they're cut in a weird way. They're actually chopped up, like as if someone chewed it rather than sawed it to fit. So I'm going to take these doors out. Normally I finish cleaning the room first, but this bothers me so much, I am going to take it out, remove the closet, and go from there. Another thing I hated about this closet, besides the doors and the fact that everything's crooked, is it's painted a dark color, and this closet does not have its own light. So once I pull this out, I am going to repaint this closet white, and I'll make it much easier to see things inside of it.
And unfortunately, this is what we found. The carpet isn't continuous here. So it looks like we're going to need some sort of new flooring at some point with this project. So time to decide that part.
I was feeling really good about getting that closet thrown out and ripped apart. Actually, I'm not going to really throw it out. I'm probably going to reuse it downstairs in the work area just until I get something better. But walking back up my front steps, I noticed this. Something has eaten my front door. So I'm gonna have to fill that in, before any more water gets in this, and I think we're going to have to eventually replace this whole front door. Day one of the renovation of the office seems to have turned into fix the front door. But tomorrow after I do this, hopefully we'll get a little bit more into it. I think we're gonna have to finish that tomorrow when it dries. Today's a new day, a freezing new day. I'm just getting back from the doctor's office, and it's time to check out how that door went overnight. Well, it's a freaking mess, but you know, once I sand it down, at least it's keeping the water out. That front door, I guess whatever ate my closet door also took a little snack out of my front door on the way out. I did decide to repurpose those closets that we pulled out, so I'm going to install them down here in the workshop along this wall. But before I do that, I kind of want to clean up the wall, so I'm going to fix the taping and I am going to paint it, and then I'll install those closets up against there so I have some place to clear off this mess that I have. And maybe finally be able to find my tools when I need them. The baby's taking his morning nap right now, so I think it's a good time to play around with that drill press project. As you can see, I got it all taped off, and we have decided that we're going to pimp this drill press, so I'm going to do some painting on it. I'm going to start painting this drill press, and it's all prepped and ready to go, but since this is a video about the upstairs office, you're gonna have to wait to see the drill press video to find out what color I'm gonna paint this. And it's gonna be a surprise. There's absolutely no hints whatsoever in this video as to what I'm going to paint this drill press. The baby's up from his nap, so now's a good time to take a look through this room and take notes on everything that needs to be repaired, painted, or renovated. Well, the first item on our fix list is that closet and that closet floor, so we're gonna have to order some flooring for this room. The next thing that we really liked about this room is that it has this really nice double door that goes out to the balcony. We have the roof fixed, and now the problem is we don't have any railings up. So that's something we're not gonna do ourselves because it has to go through a rubber roof, and I'm afraid of making it leak into the room downstairs. So we hired a contractor to come in and replace all the railings. Another thing that I noticed is that when I decided to paint this door, did not know how to paint the inside. So they painted as far as they could and left a pretty sloppy line there. So we'll have to fix that. And the way to do that is you actually take this piece off up here that runs along the top and remove the door, paint the outside door, and then put it back. As you can see, there's no railing out here, and it's actually a pretty far drop to the ground, so we're definitely gonna have that done. There's also no decking on top of this rubber roof, and the rubber roof is fine to walk on, but we're gonna need to put a deck down so that any kind of lawn chairs or things that we wanna put out here, a table, don't actually puncture this rubber roof. So that's another project, which is to put down the decking. The last thing I noticed outside before we move back into the house is that these light fixtures are in really bad shape. So we'll just go ahead and replace those as well. Okay, we're back in the house, and the place I like to start with any renovation is on the ceiling. I like to start at the top and work my way down. Also, any paint or anything that drips off the ceiling, I can then clean up or repaint over the walls or wipe up, so it makes it easier that way. The first thing we're going to look at is some damage up here on the ceiling. Before we replaced the roof, there was a leak up here, and they did a really bad patch job. So now we're going to remove this molding around this access to the attic. We're going to fix this up. While we're doing that, we'll repaint this attic access and try to make it look a little nicer as well, so it looks a little better in the room. Overall, the ceiling in this room wasn't too bad. It's actually pretty clean. But there's two other areas that I want to work on, one of which is a crack up here, and the other thing is to replace the ceiling vent over here. Another thing we're going to redo are these radiators. They were painted the same color as the wall. I've never liked that. People do it. I like kind of white contrasty ones to stand out off the wall, and since we're going to do that board and batten all the way across, this is going to be kind of part of the molding for that. We're going to build custom radiator covers for this, so I will in another video show you how that was done, but it's the same as what I put in the nursery. This was only a temporary door for this room, so this whole door is going to be replaced. Also, since we're going to put in board and batten around the whole edge of this room, that's kind of a wainscoting choice to bring some little interest to the room. And this basically builder's grade molding isn't thick enough to install that, so all these moldings across the room are going to have to come out, and we're going to replace them with new casings. The light fixture in this room is okay, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that alone from now. I'll probably clean it up. In the future, we might want to throw on a fan in this room if it ever does become a nursery, but for now, for the office, this lighting is fine. So that's one thing we won't have to change, I hope. I'm sure we'll find more things that need to be fixed as we go along with this renovation, but for now, that's pretty much everything that I'm aware of or that I openly see. So the only thing left to do is to pick a paint color. To make the final choice, I'm going to bring in the rest of the family. We all have to live in this room, so we should all have a say.
So, which one do we think? We have this one. I think this looks like the one downstairs that we don't really like. I think we have this one. It's a little nice shade, right? This one?
No?
No? This one? Not that one. No grays.
Yeah, just get
Or
rid of
this
this
one.
one.
I think that one.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up today's video. I'm going to start taking these swatches down and begin pulling the moldings and getting this room ready for painting. But while I'm doing that, why don't you click the subscribe button below and a little bell, and we'll be sure to notify you when our next video comes out and whenever we have new content.